On November 9, 1989, the Berlin Wall fell, marking a pivotal moment in world history. The collapse of the wall not only reunited East and West Germany, but also symbolized the end of the Cold War and the triumph of democratic ideals over totalitarianism. For nearly 30 years, the Berlin Wall stood as a physical and symbolic barrier between the communist East and the democratic West. It was not just a wall of concrete and barbed wire, but a stark reminder of the ideological divide that defined the Cold War era. Families were separated and lives were forever changed by this imposing structure. Built in 1961 by the East German government, the wall was meant to stop the flow of people escaping from Soviet-controlled East Germany to the West. The construction was swift and decisive, transforming the city overnight. It became a fortified boundary, complete with guard towers and armed soldiers, making escape nearly impossible. But it also represented the broader division of the Cold War. The Berlin Wall was a microcosm of the global struggle between the Soviet Union and the United States, each vying for influence and control. It was a powerful symbol of the Iron Curtain that had descended across Europe, splitting the continent into two opposing camps. By the late 1980s, cracks in the Soviet system were beginning to show. The once mighty Soviet Union was struggling under the weight of its own inefficiencies and economic troubles. The rigid political structure was no longer able to contain the growing discontent among its people. Reform movements swept through Eastern Europe, with countries like Poland and Hungary demanding more freedom. These movements were fueled by a desire for political change and economic improvement, inspiring hope and courage among the oppressed populations. Under pressure from their own citizens and facing economic collapse, East German officials announced that travel restrictions would be eased. This announcement was a significant turning point, as it signaled the beginning of the end for the oppressive regime. The news spread quickly, igniting a wave of excitement and anticipation. On November 9, 1989, the Berlin Wall, once a symbol of oppression, came tumbling down. The fall of the wall marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter in history, symbolizing the triumph of freedom and the resilience of the human spirit. As the people of East and West Berlin celebrated together, tearing down the wall brick by brick, they were not just dismantling a physical barrier. They were breaking down decades of division and oppression, symbolizing a new era of unity and freedom. The world witnessed a turning point, a moment that would be etched in history forever. News outlets from every corner of the globe broadcasted the monumental event, capturing the raw emotions and the significance of the moment. The fall of the Berlin Wall was more than just the reunification of Germany. It was a powerful symbol of hope and change. Families who had been separated for years were finally able to embrace each other, crossing freely from East to West Berlin. It marked the symbolic end of the Cold War, a period of intense geopolitical tension between the Eastern Bloc and the Western world. The graffiti-covered wall, once a canvas of despair, was now being torn down amidst cheers and celebrations. The collapse of communist regimes in Eastern Europe followed swiftly, as the winds of change swept across the continent. Protests erupted and the people demanded freedom and democracy, leading to the fall of oppressive governments. And the victory of democratic ideals was celebrated worldwide. Leaders and citizens alike rejoiced, recognizing the triumph of liberty over tyranny. The fall of the Berlin Wall remains a testament to the enduring human spirit and the quest for freedom. The fall of the Berlin Wall marked the end of an era. It paved the way for the reunification of Germany in 1990 and signaled the collapse of Soviet influence in Europe. Today, the event remains a powerful symbol of freedom and the triumph of democracy, inspiring movements for liberty around the world. The fall of the Berlin Wall remains one of the most significant moments in modern history, a testament to the power of freedom and the human spirit. As we reflect on this event, we are reminded of the enduring value of democracy and the importance of fighting for liberty. Emgotv1 subscribe.